Guys, so another Trading Vault podcast. We've got the FX GOAT and Andy GOAT from what I see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we've got the GOATs here, and we're not talking about goat farmers, but we're talking about FX traders. So, guys, I would just like to give you the opportunity, each of you, just to introduce yourself. And that's not a stunt double sitting there; they are actually twins, if you were wondering. So, guys, please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. My name is Emmanuel Mapitela, and I come from underprivileged backgrounds and basically Forex products here. So today we can do major stuff, and it's awesome.
Yeah. How's everybody doing, guys? I am Thapelo Mapitela, also known as Take Profit. So, man, where we come from, guys? Firstly, we like to always tell our story when we basically make people understand what Forex can do, you understand? And that's what we're all about. Yes, sir.
Cool. Good morning, guys. My name is GOAT Andy. I'm the newly appointed CEO of FX GOAT. I joined my journey with FX GOAT as a student almost 2 years ago, and now I'm sitting today with them on the board. It's lovely to be here.
Well, it's Kwatemba Mtez, the Omari Jaguar, one of the founders of FX GOAT.
Sweet. So you guys have quite a collective here. Guys, what I want to talk about, and these are usually the FAQs that most of your potential clients and the retail market would ask is, where did you guys start? Where did you kick off this journey in terms of looking at the markets? So everyone has a bit of a story of where they started with Elliott Wave, started with price action, started with trend lines. Where did you guys kick it off in terms of looking at the markets and actually getting to a stage where successfully analyzing it?
So basically for us, we started trading in the year 2017. So yeah, it's been quite a while. We're approaching our 6th year trading Forex. So basically we started while we were still in campus, while we were still in university. As you know, we came from underprivileged backgrounds and it was difficult at that time. So eventually our financial struggles got to us. And that's how we that's how we basically found out about Forex trading. And we basically started investing a lot of time. Then from there, I don't know, for us, it's basically, we made sure that we wanted to fall in love with the process. We basically ventured a lot into mastering the skill. And we knew that would basically change our overall outcome of the future.
Yeah. And basically what we started with was purely price action. We mainly focused on basically understanding trends, understanding that, understanding there's different types of, analyzing on a daily time frame and then going into smaller time frames. Basically, understanding that with just price action, you can get to have the overall view on the market and how you approach it.
Yeah. So basically, our goal was to become profitable traders. So over time, we started becoming profitable. We started from, $10, $100. Basically, we got 2,000 in a month over the years.
And yeah, I watched one of your videos prepping for the podcast, and also see you price action trader. Where did it start for you before you got with FX GOAT and the guys? Where did your process start?
For me, basically, I had just moved to the UK in 2017, and a year later, one of my friends from high school actually came to stay by me to play football, and he was talking about Pepperstone. So eventually, he showed me what Pepperstone was, and it was trading. And at that time, we didn't know what we were doing, but we were just betting on what we thought about the current situation in South Africa. So the first trade I ever traded was USD ZAR. And I actually longed USD ZAR. And that's how I made, I think it was $16 on a 0.01 lot size with 1-to-1 leverage. And I made my first $16, and I thought, okay, well, this is something I can do. And then basically, it's the same thing. I bought courses. And I was trading and I was making money, but it wasn't as consistent as I wanted it to be. And then I stumbled across FX GOAT. When I lived in South Africa, we were in the same area. And then I stumbled across them on the internet and I bought their course. And then that was my breakthrough with their course, is just applying, there were some aspects of my trading plan that was missing, which I found from FX GOAT. And that is how I've come here today.
Okay, guys, we're gonna give Jaguar some time. On to the next one, guys. In terms of, you said you started in 2017. So you obviously missed the 2016 downswing in the markets. How did things, let me put it this way, what was the most difficult part in becoming a successful and consistently profitable trader? What would you say was the biggest stumbling block to reach that level of consistency?
Okay, for us mainly was the type of risk that we had on our trading accounts, because mainly for us to like completely discover everything, that's when we had to know how to apply proper risk management. That's what I would say changed everything for us. Before then, we didn't know how to approach like risk, because even though we have good analysis and good approach, we always blow in terms of when the market is against us, we lose everything.
Sweet. So risk management, you would say, is the biggest stumbling block.
Yeah. But I would say for us, mastering the skill was a little bit difficult. I won't lie. It was a journey of ups and downs. But one thing for us that we got to learn was that it was about character development. You know, it was not actually about the destination, making the money, but you as an individual, you know, basically developing yourself.
I like that. Tony Robbins actually stated once that it's not really about the goal. It's about the process and that continual development, because once you reach the goal, and if you didn't fall in love with the process, then you're actually going to feel flat, because now you've reached the goal, but you missed that.
To continue.
Yeah, you missed that entire journey, and that's the thing about human beings and the human spirit is that we will continually want to develop, grow, expand our nets, expand our tents. So, Jaguar, we've got you back, video up, mic up.
Basically, what happened is I was a university student. Studying my law degree 2017 until the end of 2020. So 2019, beginning of 2019, that's where I heard about Forex, like for the second time, because it was one of those things that I was ignoring like my whole life, because I wanted to just get my degree and leave the university. So that's where I met up with the FS Gold twins. Then when I met up with them because everyone was saying these guys are best traders in the whole campus. I'm like, never. That means I can also be the best trader. I can't be on the same institution with people that are better than me in what they are doing. Then let me meet up with them. So what helped me was not having pride. You know, sometimes in life, you must lower your pride. You're going to learn a lot from other people. What basically helped me was joining the best. If you can't beat them, you join them. Then we became a group from that first day. And I started trading. And what I really liked the most was that the style of trading that we were using was actually the style that I also have been learning in my bedroom. So it was just one of those things like, oh, wow, I've met up with people who are best at what I'm doing currently. Then I might as well continue with those guys. And then all in all, 3 years later, I'm the Omari Jaguar that I am today. Because I trained the best team in the whole world.
Guys, I'm gonna give one of you guys. I don't know if Andy or the Goat Twins wanna share their screen, but I'm gonna give them the opportunity to quickly go through what they're currently looking at in terms of Nasdaq. Just give us a little bit of a breakdown, very quick. This is not a trading course. And guys, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take 100K. Is going to give a signal now, and we're going to see if these oaks are really the goats. And I'm going to take that position that it gives me now, and and we're going to see in 2 weeks if that 100K is blown or whether it's grown. So no pressure, Jaguar.
No risk management, no pressure.
No pressure. Full margin, full send. That's where we're going with this.
Okay, this is what I'm having.
Wait. Let me just get a pen so I can write the signal down to take it after the Zoom. Okay, go.
Perfect. So basically, the first thing that happens, you must always go to a daily time frame. Not necessarily the daily time frame, but the bigger time frame. Anything above an hour is considered as the bigger time frame.
Sweet.
Yes. So basically, on a daily time frame, the first thing that you look for the direction, overall direction of the market movement. Whether are you having what, the bulls or the bears? The bulls is when you are buying, the bears is when you are selling. So basically, right now in the daily time frame, we're looking at the market. We are seeing and realizing that, wow, it is indeed bearish. So basically, all in all, what I have in my mind right now is I'm going to go deeper to smaller time frames. I'm having an overall direction, which is currently what sells. So I have to put that in the back of my mind and get to think about it as I'm moving down to smaller time frames. You got it?
We've got it. You can also become a preacher. You sound a little bit like a preacher as well. I like it.
Hey, I'm the teacher.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so we're going down to, so we're bearish on the daily, obviously making lower lows, lower highs, bearish order flow, bearish momentum. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's start.
Go to the 4 hour time frame. You must then establish from a daily time frame your playground. The playground is mostly important for you to know which ground am I playing at. You cannot be told that you're going to be playing in Madrid, then you are found in Barcelona. So basically right now, we are here to draw a playground. So this is a playground for me. This is a playground for me that I'm currently having. My main resistance structure and my main support. My main support.
So what is referring to is basically the range, the swing low and the swing high points of the market, marking that out. Sweet. So we've got the swing low point that we're looking at. We've got the swing high. And this is now our daily range that we're working with. Let's go down to the lower time, and there we've got let's say the ultimate swing low. Okay, 4 hourly. Let's look at what we've got going on here. Bearish order flow. We've marked out our zones.
As I had highlighted before, I'm seeing that I'm taking this as my major support zone because it has tested a lot of times, and then it tested here and then we went out, also tested here and then we went up again. So I'm having anticipation that can happen here again. But also I'm thinking the market creators know already that I've already marked this point 2 times. So they might be playing with me now. They might be wanting to induce me now. They want to see me buy here, only to find that buy is not ready, and we are going to the other part down there. Because I've also you saw last time I made sure that I actually mark all my points so that I get to know if they are playing with me. I'm expecting this point as well to be where I get to have my buys. But I'm very skeptical about this one. Hence, I have to dive deeper again because there was a change of direction here. So here, I'm skeptical. I'm not 100% sure because now they can also play with me and still go deeper. They can still go deeper down. Because you remember the major structure that I got to find out was what? The bears, not the bulls. So I have that at the back of my mind. Perfect. So right now, and then I introduce my trend lines now. And every coach, we call these trends in trends. We already saw the playground that we're playing on. Right now, we want to see the players now. What are the players doing? Because we already have the playground. Now, what are the players doing? That's what's important as well. So then we have our resisting, we have our supporting diagonal trend line, which has a twin brother or a twin sister, which is a diagonal resisting trend line. And then from there, we dip deeper to what I seem to see as a small, as a resistance zone again here, as a resistance. Then I'm gonna copy it again, and then have another one down there.
So why I like that zone that you marked out there, there's a lot of sell side liquidity resting above that level. So
opposed to the rise.
Yes. So once we start flipping, I actually share, or I'm busy sharing it on my IG as well. You always want to be looking at where there was potential momentum that came into play. And especially equal highs or triple top. Some guys will say that's a triple top. And once the market gets back up there, it's going to take that liquidity because then the guys would want to reload onto the shorts, not realizing that the market is actually starting to form bullish market structure. And that's where the shorts are going to get killed. Similar with the shorts now, I think that the risk is more to the upside than to the downside. I don't think this is necessarily...
True facts, true facts. And then we always have what we call a possibility and what we call a probability. The possibility is what might happen if the probability that we're having doesn't happen. So it might break above, come back, retest, and this is the possibility. This is the probability. I'm done.
I like that. I'm quickly going to share my screen as well. I just want to show you guys something interesting in terms of what I also see in the market. And this is just for you guys out there. We just want to share some knowledge as to what screen can you guys see. Can you see the chart?
Yes.
Trading view. Okay, so what I want to go down to on the weekly time frame quickly on Nasdaq, this is what I shared as well, is that we've got clear bearish market order flow. We've got these equal highs on the weekly that I actually want to potentially target for longs once we start flipping here. But what's very important to me is that we've had this weekly inducement. Just looking to my left here, as you can see, price reacted off that level. That was a little bit of a demand zone, but price never fully came to mitigate the zone right here. So what I'm looking at is 12,000. Big round psychological number. Once price gets into that zone, that is where I will eyeing longs. And I definitely think these equal highs are going to get taken out either in the next few weeks, next month, whenever. But what I want to clearly point out, and this is something that's very important in terms of order flow and reading candles, is that this weekly candle has got no top wick. And go look throughout all of Nasdaq on a weekly time frame. The weekly always has a wick. In the case of where there was no wick, price would at least come back to the 50 to at least try and rebalance that candle, but this has got no top wick. So very likely that somewhere during this week or even next week, a top wick is going to be formed on this candle, and that is why it's very interesting for me to see how we start reacting off these levels. And just looking on the hourly time frame as well, we can start seeing a shift in momentum, change of character here. As some guys would pull that trend line, say a short-term trend line from there, saying that it's broken out. Not necessarily, but there's definitely a change of character in the market. And that's why I'm saying that shorts are potentially more the riskier trade than looking at longs as well. We can see here that we started breaking structure to the upside. And this is now something that I want to start looking at as well. Also, one last thing is that look at how we've taken out these this liquidity low right here. Just want to mark this quickly out for the viewers. So once you want to start looking for longs, always you want to see that the market has got fuel to move, and it's clearly got fuel right here because these lows have been taken out. So any guys trying to buy these lows was taken out with that candle. That bearish candle basically induced short sellers to get into the market. Those short sellers are now underwater. These longs were tapped out, and now all of a sudden we definitely have some fuel to go to the upside. But that's just what I'm seeing. I'm definitely eyeing some long-term longs on Nasdaq.
According to you, do you wait for sells or you enter the buys?
So what I would do is now I would start looking on the lower time frames, like my 15-minute, 1 hour and 15-minute, and I would want to see where basically the bullish momentum originated from. And I can clearly see that from this little order block or inside bar, this is where the structure started breaking to the upside, because you can clearly see we've been making lower lows, lower highs, and now all of a sudden this lower low right here or this lower high right here, this is now the first potential change of character or break in structure. So from this candle right here, we failed to make a sustained lower low, and now this supply level has flipped potentially to a demand level. And as you can see now, we're trending all the way up from these daily, from the daily open last night, already taking out the lows. So that's why I'm saying I'm now starting to look for potential longs, because we're not trending bearish anymore on the lower time frames. We can clearly see that we're not making lower lows, and now all of a sudden we're starting to make higher highs. and I want to see a push back into this zone. It's either going to be at the open or maybe an hour before the open or after the open, but definitely there's some imbalance right here, and I'm actually waiting to see how price reacts once it gets into that zone. And then from that zone, I go down to a 1 minute once price gets into my zone. And then what I want to see is exactly, because markets are fractal, I want to see exactly what I see on the 15-minute time frame. I want to see on the 1 minute time frame. I want to see some inducement. I potentially want to see lows being taken out. And then I want to start seeing a change of character, break of structure on the 1 minute. And that's where I will start eyeing my long positions off the 1 minute structure. And then I would target, say, equal highs. This could be an equal high that's being formed on the 15-minute. And then I want to see where the liquidity is resting. If the liquidity is resting on the hourly, is it resting on the 30-minute? But then I want to see levels of interest or even previous areas of supply that we can target. Because remember, the market just moves between supply and demand. And once we get into these zones, that is what I want to see. So this, for me, I would say this is inducement. So some guys got into some shorts right there. So I would definitely say there's some liquidity resting right above that wick. So if we get those long plays today, great. If not, we trade with the trend.
Yeah.
Once we start seeing the market.
Yeah, I say we basically trade similar to you, because before we also enter trades, we like to wait for the market to confirm a trade before we actually take it. That way, it minimizes the risk of basically making the trade invalid.
Correct. And also remember, guys, markets are fractal. So what you're seeing on the 1 minute, what you're seeing on the 15-minute, what you're seeing on the 30-minute, market structure is market structure. Some guys will be looking for shorts on the 4-hourly, but you could be trading longs into a supply level. And that's what I always tell guys. There's not a right way or a wrong way of trading. There's consistently being profitable. And I think it was Jaguar that also said that your pride actually gets in the way of actually learning. And that is the biggest thing that you need to throw out the window, is that it's not a mistake to be wrong, or it's not you're not a failure for being wrong, because sometimes your analysis does not play out. And that's also what the twins said there, is that's where risk management is key, allowing yourself to be wrong, because we're not always going to be right in the markets. There are probabilities where we are going to go on a losing streak, where we'll lose 4 in a row and then win the next 6. But ultimately, Andy, give us a call. Everyone, I'm going to give everyone an opportunity. Are we seeing a bullish close on the week? I'm going to start with the twins, or are we going to see a bearish close? Starting with the twins, what is your call, guys? This is not a signal or recommendation.
My call is, I'm saying we're going to see an overall bullish week. I think
bullish week.
Yeah, because we closed last week with bearish. Also, it was influenced by FOMC, NFP. So I feel like this week, after last week, we're going bullish.
Okay, sweet. So thinking something like a big wick to the downside, maybe small bullish body indicating.
Yeah, I think we're going to start basically correcting first. And then, because I think after we've reached this low, if the market doesn't break below it, that line will somehow act like a support, and then basically going bullish.
All right. Me, honestly speaking, I'm a currency trader. He's a Nasdaq trader. I'm a currency trader. But I do analyze Nasdaq time to time. So my call is what? I don't normally trade Nasdaq, but I've seen from my side, I've analyzed it currently, and it's bearish.
Okay, sweet.
I'm gonna look for buying opportunities once we break outside the bearish structure.
Sweet. Andy, that's your call.
For me, I'm the same. For me, I'm currently bearish. I was just reading on what Wall Street is saying, and they're saying a recession is due. So for me, that's playing in the back of my mind what's happening with the stocks. Like Emmanuel just said, if I see a break of structure to the bullish side, then I will change my bias. But for now, I'm still bearish.
Jaguar, we obviously see you eyeing shorts.
I'm selling.
Selling. One thing for the viewers as well, start looking at the VIX. Once the VIX starts dropping from those highs, that is usually when you'll start seeing a flip on the indices. And remember, guys, sentiment plays a big part in the market. So when everyone is bearish, that is your time to start looking for longs. When everyone is bullish, that is your time to start getting out. So start looking at sentiment. Exactly what Andy said as well. A lot of negative headlines, recessions, fear, and also what you need to remember is who's picking up those bags that all of those bag holders are dropping. Once that flight stops, they want to put all of those bags in the overhead storage, offload that to the flight attendant, and the smart money will come in and take those bags and get off the plane. So, guys, is there anything else that you want to add to the viewers? Anything that you want to share? What's your plans quickly for the rest of the year? Anything exciting that you guys are planning? Anything that you potentially want to share with us? We've got 5 minutes left on the pod, so I'm going to give each of them a quick opportunity just for a closeout.
All right, guys, from my side, I would say forex trading is a journey. Forex trading is a journey. When I tell you, you're going to become your own boss, you're going to become rich, but just know that it comes with ups and downs. So basically, you're going to learn to be more patient and trust the process. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that from FS Gold or the team, we are coming this year with a lot of giveaways. We want to bring more of a brighter side into the trading world because there's a lot of scammers inside this industry. A lot of people think it's a scam, and hence we want to clarify that you basically clean the industry as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Sweet. Andy?
Cool. Just on top, for anyone that's learning how to trade or starting out or at a point where they want to quit, just remember that, you know, learning to trade is a journey. You want to make sure that your foundations are strong before you try to put a roof on. So for me, my advice to you is just stick to the basics. Make sure you get the basics right. Don't focus on what you see on social media. Focus on your own journey. Don't try be the next somebody. Try be the next you. That is my advice to anyone.
I love it. Awesome advice. Jag, give us some words of wisdom there.
What I want to say is that today is the perfect time for you to start. Do not wait for anyone else to start today. And then by starting, that means you're already ahead of a person that didn't start at all. You've already learned something that is new. You've already equipped yourself with a new skill. So one thing I'm saying is start trading Forex right now. And I believe everyone in the whole world can trade Forex. It's not something that you have to be born with. It's not a skill that you have to inherit from God, but the skill that you learn and practice each and every day to become the profitable Forex trader like all members of FX Group.
Guys, just in summary, I liked everything they said in terms of patience, in terms of risk management, in terms of not trying to compare yourself to somebody else on social media. It's so easy to want to accelerate your journey, seeing what somebody else does, but they don't know what that guy went through. Maybe it took him 10 years, 12 years, you maybe 6 months down the line, and you want the results of the guy that's been grinding for the last 7, 8, 9 years. So it's your own journey. And also what Jaguar said as well is that to start, that is the biggest thing. There's a saying that...
One last point.
Yeah, there's a saying...
I like to always say, you just reminded me right now when you said this. I like to always say this, you can never have a 24-hour reward for 5 minutes effort.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and you gotta put in your 10,000 hours.
and again, that process, coming back to what we discussed about that process, and it's a thing of scalability and slowly but surely starting to scale into it, because I always tell guys that you'll never be able to trade R1 million account if you did not make that R1 million through trading. So a bigger account is not going to make you a better trader. A smaller account is not going to make you a bad trader. If you can do X percentage on a R100 account, then you'll be able to do that on a 10,000 Rand account. And for some reason, guys think a bigger account is going to make them a better trader. But if you can't trade if you can't trade R1,000 account like you would trade R1 million account, how do you expect to trade R1 million account? And that's where that process, that journey, inch by inch, putting in the yard. So guys, really appreciate it. I really like this call.
Before you go,
I appreciate it.
Can everyone please, man, be cautious, look out for scammers. People are using our names, man. Can people make sure they do video calls or whatever better way to ensure that it's us? What you're talking to, there's a lot of fake accounts on FX Code. Like there's more than a million fake accounts, and people are sending those people money to every day.
Guys, I've seen it with anyone in the FX. They clone your account, they buy followers, and I don't think any one of these guys will have the time to come out to you and say, how's your trading going? That's the first thing. As traders, we are busy.
We'll never DM you.
No, we'll never do. That's always, there's a few fake accounts going around as well. Like nobody's going to ask you how's your trading going. And especially if you can trade, why would you want to manage somebody else's money? So please don't fall for any scams. If you fall for a scam, then that's your own stupidity. In this current day and age, if you're falling for scams, you're just a retard and a jackass, to be honest.
But how do you find the real person afterwards? That's the funny part. But anyway.
No, but honestly, guys, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We will have all of their social links in the description. Leave your comments, leave a like, and we will see you guys on the next podcast. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, guys.